Hey everybody, this is Evan Rogers. I'm coming at you with Evan's Easy Japanese. I'm the only one here, so I don't know why I keep saying with. That's just what I call my channel. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook. The name of the game is a short video. We are doing Yokai, and we are doing this first sentence of the second paragraph here. It is still that overly dressed Yakumo sensei, whatever her name was, telling us all about what exactly a yokai is. We just got done talking about how there's not really a clear, a specific, a definitive definition. 広い方の意味で取れば、妖怪とは超常的な力を持つものの中で、個性や人格を備えたものです。Alright, that's hard to see. We don't have the furigana. So what I did was I put it inside of a document that I'm putting on Patreon. $1 a month, get access to it. Or if you just want to send me some PayPal money, let me know in the comments. And I'll send it to you. It's going to be updated slowly, so we'll have that issue that you'll have to keep updating. Right here is the sentence. Let's highlight it. But this is too small for the video. Here we go. Hiroi ho no imi de toreba. All right, so we have hiroi, wide ho. So the wide, imagine you have a path that forks, and you have to pick one of the two directions. This ho kind of means path. So you have to pick one of the two directions, and we want the hiroi ho. So out of all our options, we want the hiroi path. So it's kind of like the wide way is kind of what's going on here. The wide way. Notice how in English way means street, just like this means path. So the wide path. No imi de. Imi means meaning. So hiroi ho no imi. So the wide, as opposed to others, the wide meaning de toreba. This is if we take, notice the reba, so it's a conditional. And then this is torimas toru, so if we take. And that's what this pattern means. If we take the wide meaning of yokai, and that's kind of what's going to happen next. Yokai to us, yokai to wa. As for yokai, the word yokai, as for yokai, if we take the wide meaning, yokai wa Choujo teki na chikara o motsu mono. That's all one giant. Well, not really. I guess it's a clause. It's a clause. So we have mono means being, thing, person, something like that. Motsu, a person or a being who holds. What does he hold? He holds chikara, power. And he holds what kind of power? Choujo tekina, sort of supernatural power. Supernatural, above and beyond. Very impressive power. Something like that. Choujo teki na chikara o motsu mono. So, of the beings who, and notice how this is in quotations. I'm sorry, I should have pointed that out. We're in quotations. Beings who hold some sort of supernatural power, no naka de, of, from within. So, naka is inside. So, in the group, is what we're trying to say. In the group of beings who hold supernatural powers, no naka de, Kosei. So this is kind of like their own personality, their own individuality. Yeah, Jinkaku, very similar meaning personhood, and individuality. Sorry, Kosei, individuality, Jinkaku, personhood. So they exist as a being. It's one of those vague words. I think we've encountered it numerous times. The ya particle. Excuse me for sorting. It's like the to particle, but it doesn't. There are other nouns in question. So kosei is one noun, jinkaku is another noun, and there are other nouns that we're not including in our list. The to particle is inclusive, the ya particle is sort of loosey-goosey. Okay, so kosei ya jinkaku o sonaeta mono. Des. Okay, so if we're taking the wide meaning, a yokai des is, and then this whole quotation right here. It would be a being. Oh, sorry, that's probably off screen. A being mono. Let me scroll just up a little bit so it's easy to see for you. A being who sonaeta is endowed with, has been endowed with. Notice the past tense. Now the translation comes off as passive, has been granted, has been endowed, but this is a non-passive verb in Japanese. Just the active tense of the verb is passive in nature. That happens. Verbs are very, very frequently adjectives in nature. So mono, sonaeta mono, a being that has been endowed with, the thing that it has been endowed is jinkaku's ya kosei, so individuality and personhood. So if we take the wide meaning, Sorry, let me put that in the middle of the screen. If we take the wide meaning, a yokai, and then we're going to scroll down. Then we are going to scroll down to des is, that's probably not on screen, is a being who has been granted personhood and an individuality and that sort of thing, the particle, that sort of thing. Um, and that is out of all beings or out of beings who hold supernatural powers. That's your translation. I hope that helps. Let's compare what I wrote earlier before I made the video. If we take the wider meaning, a yokai is some being endowed with a personhood and individuality. Individuality, I can't pronounce things properly today. Out of beings that have supernatural powers. So notice how that's not quite the previous definition that we've had with the semi definition, which is that it also doesn't have dead people in it. Maybe that's the next sentence, actually. I translated them recently. Have yourself a happy, dappy day. Like, subscribe, share. Peace out.